GST, do you get like a little bit confused sometimes on if you need to register for GST or making sure that you're claiming the right GST in your business? Hi, I'm Jo from Well Accounted For Bookkeeping. I hope you're having a great start to the day. Okay, so for some of us new on our business journey, the GST may be a little bit overwhelming for us. So we're just going to go sort of break things down a little bit, just to make it a little bit easy for us. So I guess if we're new to business and we're just started and we're not making a lot of sales, do we need to be registered for GST? The answer is no. So when we're in business, if we haven't hit that $75,000 in sales, we don't need to be registered for GST. So if we're just new and we're sort of trying a few things out, so we can remove that pressure of lodging the BAS. So if once we hit or almost hit that $75,000 in sales, we need to then register. Now, it's really important that we keep up to date in our finances, as I have worked with clients previously that haven't, and they hit that $75,000 in sales and they weren't registered for GST. So then what happens with that? You actually have to take the 10% of whatever you've invoiced that particular client and send that money to the tax office. And we don't want that. So it's important that we keep top of our finances. So if we're in that sort of border zone, we register. How do we register? All we need to do is we can do it online ourselves, or we can just talk to our bookkeeper or an accountant. They can register for you. Okay, so if we're traveling in business for a while and we are registered for GST, what's really important? The important thing is that we need to make sure we have copies of our invoices, so our supplier invoices, and check that when we pop them into the system, that the right GST is in our system. Now, I had an instance the other day. I was talking to someone and they popped something in and they assumed that person was registered for GST, which that wasn't the case. So we got to make sure when we get these supplier invoices, and especially if they're new, we can then check with the ABN lookup and making sure that if the invoice is unclear, we check with the ABN lookup and making sure that the GST, if they're registered or not registered for GST. And so sometimes we get these invoices that seem a little bit, we're not sure, and that's really a great tool. Even if we have engaged that supplier for the first time, always check and look at that ABN lookup tool to making sure that the details they've given us are right, because sometimes ABNs can be cancelled or the information is incorrect. So just as a summary today, GST, it's not scary. It's just sometimes it can be a little bit overwhelming until we get used to it and we're into that practice. So if we're new to business and we're not have that $75,000 turnover, just we don't need to be registered. Once we hit or almost hitting that registration, we need to be registered. And then when we are registered, making sure that we cite these invoices, the supplier invoices, and we're popping the right GST into the system. What happens when we do that? Then our BASs are right, and we're not overclaiming or underclaiming our GST with the tax office. If you've got any questions or need any help, just pop a comment below and we can have a chat. And I will catch up with you next time. Bye for now.